In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how I build apps solo without wasting time and money. I'm going to show you how to validate your app idea, how to develop the app quickly, and how to effectively market it without a huge budget. Stick around to the end because I'm going to be sharing with you guys the most effective strategy for getting new users fast that I use for my clients. We're going to be talking about three main pillars, which include validating your app idea, designing and developing your app, and marketing the app as well. So obviously the first step we're going to be talking about is validating your app idea, because I feel this is the most important thing that you guys need to do first, even before you write a single line of code or even before you design the UX designs for the app. Because if you don't validate your app idea, what ends up happening is you end up wasting a lot of time, money and effort building an app that nobody wants and end up launching to crickets. Like say for example, I want to paint an analogy here. Let's say for example that you have $10,000 saved up and you want to invest it in the stock market, but you don't know what to invest in. So you will just blindly invest your money into the stock market, not understanding the competitors, the history behind the particular stock you're investing, and expecting that you're going to get great results. Would you do that if you were investing $10,000 in the stock market without having any idea of what would happen to your money? Absolutely not. It's the same thing with building an app. But I see the same mistake that so many startup founders and app developers make, just building an app thinking, build it and they will come, and they end up wasting a lot of time, money and effort building something that nobody wants. And that's why it is so critical to validate your app idea first, even before writing a single line of code. What are the best ways to validate your app idea? So the best ways to validate your app idea is to actually look at the reviews of competitor apps and look at the 2 and 3 star reviews of competitor apps and see what's missing. What's actually missing in these competitor apps, and what gaps can you fill in these competitor apps? Look at the reviews on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, and look at the 1-star reviews, 2-star reviews, and 3-star reviews, and see what's missing in these competitor apps. So also by having competitors, that's actually a good sign seeing that your app is actually validated. There is an actual demand and need for your app. But by looking at those 2-star, 3-star reviews, we can actually see what gaps we can use to be filled with our own app idea. And also Google Trends as well. We can also see what are the trends for the other apps that are currently out in the market. And you can also look at Reddit forums, see the complaints that users have as well on Reddit, on school groups, and also on Facebook groups as well, to see what people are complaining about competitor apps as well. You don't need to create the next Uber, you don't need to create the next Facebook or the next Google Maps or Tinder. All you need to do is look at what's already out there in the market, take the existing ideas that are out there and just improve on them. It's kind of like that book. It was actually one of my favorite books that I read, and I'm paraphrasing the quote. The book was called Steal Like an Artist. And in one of the quotes in the book, he said, "The best artists steal ideas." And this is exactly what you can do. So, take the existing ideas that are out there and just improve them and add a value skew to the app that you're building. And if you actually need help actually validating your app idea, I actually have another video on my channel where I talk about building an MVP and actually validating your app idea. I'll actually put the thumbnail of that video over here. So let's talk about design and development. So the platform that I primarily use to develop my apps is the Flutter framework, because I'm primarily focused on developing apps that integrate with embedded devices, such as Bluetooth devices and Wi-Fi devices. And the reason why I like using Flutter is because it has extensive support for Bluetooth libraries, Wi-Fi libraries, and all that, which can allow for seamless hardware integration. With React Native, I have had a little bit of experience developing apps with React Native, but I prefer using Flutter because I've had more experience with it, and it feels a lot more similar to the C and C++ programming language, which I also like as well. And another advantage that I like with Flutter is that it allows me to develop within a single code base, which allows me to deploy apps in both Android and iOS with a single code base, which saves a lot of time and money when developing apps for clients especially. And obviously as well today in 2025, I'm also leveraging all the AI tools which are out there available for free, which include the ChatGPT and also DeepSeek as well. Also, but I also feel like ChatGPT is also winning at the moment in regards to source code design and implementation. Also, when I'm also designing the UX UI designs, I also use the tool Figma to design the UX UI designs. I can actually convert those UX UI designs with also ChatGPT as well. So all I need to do is also get the UX UI designs within a screenshot, and also ask ChatGPT to also convert those UX UI designs to Flutter, and it'll do it within seconds, which is really amazing within 2025 now, because it used to take days into source code, but now we can do it within seconds. We can also speed up the development timeline, which is really amazing. Before we get into marketing, if you need any help building your app or looking to get new users, you can click on the link below and let's see whether you're a good fit and how I can help you launch your app successfully. Alrighty, let's talk about marketing your app. So obviously we've covered the other two pillars, which were validating your app ID, making sure that there is an actual need for your app, and a target market and all that, and then obviously designing and developing your app. But let's extensively talk about marketing your app. So the first thing that you need, when you start, marketing your app, the very first thing that we need is what we call a landing page for your app. So what this landing page is that we're pretty much telling the users what our app is about and how we can help them. And what this landing page is, it's a one call to action on a landing page. So obviously on a landing page, obviously prior to launching your app, on most landing pages, what we would do is that we would start to collect emails of users who are actually interested in downloading our app, who actually have interest in our app. Because we don't want to launch our app to crickets. We want to have a list of users, a list of email addresses, who are actually interested in our app, and who will actually give us feedback on our app, on what they like and what they don't like, and maybe in the future, post launch of the app, they might actually convert into actual paying users, which is an actual advantage as well of collecting emails prior to launch, and that's why having a landing page is actually really important when you're marketing your app as well. So there are two ways to get traffic to your landing page. There is the free way, or there is the paid way. Now, if you're unknown, this is a completely new app, and you're actually new to this, the most effective way to get new users for your app, which is what I personally do and what my clients do, is they actually utilize paid traffic sources. And these paid traffic sources can include Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, and maybe even TikTok ads if you're wanting to attract the younger demographic market. If I had to pick one platform, I would choose Facebook ads, because in the last couple of years with Facebook ads, the advantage with Facebook ads, especially with AI and machine learning, is that Facebook ads have gotten a lot more smarter in the last couple of years, which allow us to specifically target the exact demographic and the exact target audience we want for our app, which can allow us to bring more conversions for less cost with the Facebook ads being run. Free traffic has its place, which include creating content, YouTube videos, SEO and all that, and that has its place as well. And I highly recommend that you guys utilize free traffic sources as well. But if you guys are just starting out and you need to build your customer base fast, paid traffic is the best way to go. One major myth about using paid advertising is that we need to spend thousands of dollars a day on paid advertising. And that is completely false, because you only need to spend around about a minimum of $20 a day, to get new users from paid traffic sources. You don't need to be spending hundreds to $1,000 a day. You can start at least $20 a day minimum to start building up your email list and start getting traction on your app out onto the market. So if you follow everything that I've shared with you guys today, you'll be ahead of 90% of the solo developers who struggle to launch. Now, right now you have two options. The first option is you can try and do everything yourself, or the second option is that you can personally work with me to help you bring your app ID to life and to help you get those early users fast. And if you would like to work with me, all you have to do is click on the link below and let's talk.